Shamananaya. Shamananaya. The shenanigans are finally over. Kanye West has dropped his album, Jesus is King. We've been waiting now for the last 2 years. Because last year we got Yandi. This nigga was over here talking about, yeah, Yandi. We about to release Yandi 1026. 1025, Yandi about to release. Then he talking about some Jesus is King releasing. The Jesus is gonna be born on the first Sunday of September. Then we got 2020, apocalypse is about to hit. I don't even know where the fuck Kanye come up with this shit, bro. It makes me so mad because I feel like Kanye doesn't even have to do any of this shit. Kanye can literally keep quiet, drop a ghost album, and that would get more buzz and more hype than him having these fucking charades and all this shit. I really don't understand. As a Kanye West fan / stan, it is so hard sometimes to be a fan of this man. With that being said, though, I'm still gonna listen to this album with very much excitement. Because that's what we fans do. We bitch, and then the album comes and we just like, yes, finally, thank you, God. You know what? We were just playing, Kanye. We not mad at you. So with all that, man, let's get right to the video, man. I'm hella excited for this shit. 12 tracks, 27 minutes, kind of short. On the short side, I'm really, for a gospel album, I thought he was going to get really creative. I know he had some mixing problems earlier today, he said, but with everything being fixed, 27 minutes, I'm hoping it's the most fire 27 minutes we got in a long time. So, like always, been fucking talking too much, man. We got Kanye West, Jesus is King. Damn. Jesus is King, but Yeezus. Y'all ready? We got track 1. Every Hour, featuring Sunday Service Choir. I think that's kind of disrespectful, personally. Who is the Sunday Service Choir? Because I know that we've seen him do his little Yeezus Sunday, things, and we don't know who the choir is. So I feel like he should have their names on, whether it's at the end of the track, not the end of the track, but somewhere in the credits. Like, he should have each and one of their names because they're involved in his album. This first track reminds me of, I said this when I did The Life of Pablo way back in the day. That's like 4 or 3 years ago now. But when I did that back in the day, and I always say Shamananaya because when I used to go to church, I used to go to the Baptist church. I know if you guys never been to a black church, they always, some shit's about to happen as soon as you hear the they be doing the dances and shit. I don't know. And then the preacher be like, Lord Jesus. Hey, anyways, man, that's my Miami days when I used to live there back in the day. And I used to go to church with my grandma every Sunday. That was the rules. If I wanted to spend the night at my grandma's house, I had to go to church on Sundays. And church on Sundays, for at least for black people on black, because they had the morning service, they had the noon service, they had the afternoon service, the night service. It was just an all-day ritual. And while I'm not about that life now, I'm definitely thankful for the times that I actually got to, witness that, see that atmosphere, so I could kind of appreciate what that intro was. But I really didn't expect him to have an actual whole gospel album. I thought it was going to be gospel themed. I don't know if I can actually do 11 straight gospel tracks, personally. Track 2. Salah.
Got us clean out of soda. Before the flood, people judge. They did the same thing to Noah. Everybody wanted.
Fuck you.
Stab my back, I came front. Still we win, we prayed up. Even when we die, we raise up. Ain't no want, no we need it. The powers that be have been greedy.
I like the crescendo of Hallelujah. I love the crescendo there, but I don't know, man. I feel like, well, for the first track, first track definitely had a lot of soul in there. I feel like it's proud to be black moment, man. I love the soul. Like, no disrespect to the singers out there, but I feel like just a lot of black people, especially black R&B artists, They may not be able to hit the notes as high as Mariah or even as high as Ariana. But the one thing that we do bring to the table is soul. We have a lot of soul in us. And you can hear it come out. But I feel like it's just missing for that track. I'm not saying, that track right there specifically. It's just missing some. I like the bum. I like how he had what kind of drum is that? I don't know. The big timpia drum or whatever the fuck it's called. Boom. I like that. But I mean, other than that, track 3, Follow God.
Touch my hands to you. Life like this is what your life like. Try to live the life right. People really know you push your buttons like type right. This is like a movie.
Now this is what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be gospel influence with a little bit of hip hop into it. You know what I'm saying?
Mike looking for a bright light. Seagull, what your life like? Riding on a white bike, feeling like a sight bike. For a night light.
Spread my hands to you. See, I would have brought it right back and said when he said spread my hands to you. Dum 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 boom. Spread my hands to you. I got what? That shit should have brought that shit right back.
And I've been looking for a new way. I'm just really trying not to really do the fool way. I don't have a cool way. It's like somebody only close.
All right, yes, sir. Follow God instantly. Instantly, you going on my playlist, bro. Me, I'm the Panda playlist. You want to donate $1 to the Patreon, you get the Apple Music playlist. $2, you get the Spotify. Anyways, man, that's exactly what I wanted from Kanye West, man. I wanted him to have. When I thought, this is what I initially thought, and we still got more album left, but I thought that it was going to be a gospel theme, gospel influence, kind of just like when we got the Life of Pablo, but still, a lot of hip hop involved. I thought he was gonna use a lot of gospel samples, examples like Kirk Franklin. That's all I really know. I'm not even gonna cap. Kirk Franklin, artists in that nature that did the gospel theme back in the day. I thought he was gonna implement that in his kind of, what he always does, sample game West. He always been doing that since the get-go, since he came in the game. So I thought that's what we were gonna get here. We didn't get that with the first 2 tracks, but this track right here, Follow God, you can. This is what I'm talking about. You can make at this point. Then you can make Christian or gospel rap popular at that point, because I don't think he said anything bad yet, which is kind of gonna be kind of funny. It's just kind of funny when you actually really think about it, because this is the same cat that released Yeezus. I mean Yeezus has become one of my favorite Kanye tapes to this day. I mean, but him making Yeezus and then him making this now is kind of just like, I mean, all right, like I guess, I guess, like I am a god. Hurry up with my damn massage. Track 4, Chick-fil-A closed on Sunday.
Close on Sunday. You my Chick-fil-A. Close on Sunday.
No cap, bro. You know what? Geniuses think alike. I promise you, bro. I did not listen. A lot of y'all think I be faking this shit. I literally just said closed on Sunday, so I assume we all know it's universally known in the USA that Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday. It's a sad day. Sometimes you be sitting there, you be like, what we gonna eat today, babe? You're like, babe, why don't we get Chick-fil-A? You be like, fuck Chick-fil-A. Hell yeah, babe. Come here. That's a good choice right there. MVP. And then you guys remember that. What's today? Sunday. It's really funny that Kanye West really came in and said Chick-fil-A like closed on Sunday. He had to put that in there. Like that had to be.
This walk alone, I bow down to the king upon the throne.
Shit, well, hold on. This is going on a Spotify. This is going on a Spotify playlist. Boy, my goodness, that shit fire right there. That shit is fire. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Those first 2 tracks, cool. You want to have the gospel shit by all means, man. It may not be for me. I'm not saying there's a bad way to go. It's just not for me. See, I know the difference between bad and not for me. Country music, most of it, 95% of it is not for me. I'm not going to generally say it's all bad, though. But, like, right here, this track right here, man, closed on Sunday. Boy. I preached this early on in the year. I said if there's one person that can do this, it's Kanye West. He can make the world listen to a gospel album he can introduce a lot of people to gospel. Some people really don't listen to gospel at all. Like I've heard country music. I don't listen to country music religiously, but some people generally have not heard a single gospel track in their life. So it's kind of crazy when this man Kanye West said, I'll step to the plate, I'll bring this genre to you guys, I'll kind of just bring that culture to you guys and let you, you know, witness it. And the last 2 tracks though, man, been something amazing, bro. He finished the album like that, bro. Hey, Kanye. I always say Kanye never misses. At least for me. Kanye never misses. Track 5. On God.
Not the bad, I'm a ride, that's on God. His light shine the brightest in the dark. When the Forbes cover was just a mirage, they had me chasing statues, that's on pride. Oh my God, it's on L.A. Reid, that's on Clive. That's no jive, that's on God. Off the 350s he supplied.
I was wondering why that track right there was oddly satisfying. Pierre's on the beat, and that's crazy, man. For, you know, Kanye and Pierre to work together. You know, Pierre is one of the up and coming producers. Obviously, he's the producer of Cardi, and I listened to Pierre's tape earlier this year. It kind of has grown on me. Well, at least the slow versions have grown on me from that album, but. Pierre's, you know, definitely on my producer radar. I definitely like listening to some Pierre beats, and it's just funny because what he said, he was like, how the IRS takes your money that's on God. Like it really do. They take. It's like the more money you make, I've noticed the more money you make, the more they take, right? And there's this big debate on, you know, whether I should be paying taxes. Why do the rich pay taxes? Why do the poor? Like that's what it's like. The knowledge is being withheld from a lot of people, and I can kind of see it from both sides, being from both sides. But you got to think about it, man. Imagine you made $100,000. Would you want anybody to take your money? At that point, do you feel like you owe anybody anything? You personally. For me, I wouldn't share my money unless I had millions. I always say if I won the lotto, I would definitely give all my friends and family and my teachers and the people that helped me brought up in life, I would all go to them personally and give them $1 million each, like in cash, each person. That's just me though, but I feel like $100,000 is not enough money to be doing that, to be given. $100,000 is still on the brink, depending on where you live. So it's kind of really tough when you look at it, man, because a lot of people actually take advantage as well, you know, growing up in poverty or whatever, and they don't really want to work out of it, and they kind of just rely on the government, and it's a vicious cycle when you really look at the big thing, because there's the middle ground people where there's some people that really need help and they're really trying to grow, but at the same time they need a little bit of oomph. But then there's also people, well, not some, but there's a lot of people right now taking advantage of the system. I guess that's what you could really say, taking advantage of the system. So I feel like if I made $125,000, why do I have to give $60,000 of it up? You know, like it doesn't make any sense, and that's the whole Democrat Republican from the start. Like track 6, Everything We Need, featuring Top Dollar Sign.
Life too short, don't spoil yourself. Feel that feel, enjoy yourself. Cause we have everything we need. Switch my attitude. I'm so radical. All these people mad to do this for who it mattered to.
If you're asking my opinion, I would have wished he would have did this like an interlude type thing, and he would have had the live choir on this track, because when I did listen to the Sunday service, and if you listen to the Sunday service, I don't know if we can find it, but if you listen to the Sunday service, you could hear the way I think they dragged the notes out. It was like we got everything we need, and that was the track that was supposed to involve XXXTentacion. Apparently he's not on here, so maybe Kanye was kind of just showing respects to X, taking him off, or maybe he wasn't just on there in the first place and you guys kind of just lied and put the remix in there by yourself. But I do think that the original version live was way better, 100 times better than this track right here, just in my opinion. If you haven't listened to the live, go try to find the live Sunday service when he did Everything We Need, because that was a fire track. Track 7, another Ant Clemens feature called Water.
Clean us like the rain in spring. Take the chlorine out of conversation. Let your light reflect. Because of your love. I rock. Jesus, give us grace. Jesus, keep us safe. Clean us like the rain in spring.
I like the title of that track. I also love the production. Water, we all know water symbolizes flow. It symbolizes purity. Everything with water is just pure. It's a necessity. Water flows throughout you. The world is made up of water. It's just a cleansing. I like what water is. The storm may come, but you will always be cleansed. Water is joy. I love the concept of the track. I don't like the content. Well, not the content, man. I just really don't like what Kanye was talking about in that track specifically. I mean, I don't really, and it sucks, but I mean, I'm not much of a religious person nowadays, and I hope nobody puts that against me. I mean, I don't put anybody against anybody that is, Christian, Catholic, whatever kind of religion you dwell in. I respect it. But that don't mean I want it or I support it. So I'm not really feeling what Kanye is just talking about on here. I mean, it kind of sounded like right there, it wasn't really him rapping, but it was more of him talking. Track 8, God Is. See that song?
Everything that I've read, praise the Lord. Worship Christ with the best of your poor. The prisons, every man, every woman, there is freedom from addiction. Jesus, you.
I saw a lot of people mention mixing problems, and towards the end of that track, I could kind of see where it was probably just the last like 15 seconds of that track that was really just mixed differently. But overall, man, I was definitely feeling that track, man. That reminds me. It's just like the first track. A lot of soul in there, man. Like you can hear the soul, the way they're singing. Like when you hear the choir just they come together all in unison, man. I love that sound. That sound is amazing, bro. Like you can't really teach singing. I can't sing. I know that. I mean, I try. I know I be playing around with the notes and shit, but let's realistically, I can't sing. Honestly, I can't sing. But I like fucking around. I'm Filipino, so we definitely love being on that karaoke shit. But I love that, man. Track God Is. And like I know I'm a hypocrite because last track I said I wasn't really feeling that kind of religious shit, but God is one of those tracks where I can just appreciate that. I don't know. I mean, for me, it takes certain religious tracks to hit me. You got to be very specific because I have very specific tastes when it comes to gospel music. Track 9, Hands On, featuring Fred Hammond.
13th Amendment, 3 strikes. Made a left when I should have made a right. Told God last time on.
Hey, if y'all don't know what that means, you might be too young. You know what I'm saying? Like Cole said. He said, yeah, late at night when I got the phone call and made it right when my crib was straight ahead. Damn, I'm no good, but damn, it's so good. I'm picturing that body like a camera phone would. Something like Rihanna while I'm up in that vagina. Got the type of bump that make a dog want to hump her. Back to the topic. Actually forgot it. Hoes money on this shit. Oh yeah, I'm reminded. That nigga Cole was eating that shit, bro. Y'all, man, fuck y'all. Cole to go, bro. Cole one of the best, bro. Y'all niggas.
Nothing worse than a hypocrite.
Nope.
Change, he ain't really different. He ain't to listen is a fight, but you book me for the fight. It's so hard to get along if they only see the
You say I've changed, you think I'm joking. To praise his name, you ask what I'm smoking. Yes.
I think I'm gonna save what I have to say for the end of the album because we have 2 tracks left. 10 is Use This Gospel featuring Clipse, like actual Clipse, and Kenny G. What? Kenny G? What? Clipse and Kenny G?
kingdom. Our demons are trembling. Holy angels defending in the fog.
They all say they real till it's time to appraise it. I seen them come and go. You only a different tune when the slammer closed.
Malice!
From the concrete grew a rose. They give you rave talk.
I think you guys don't really understand the magnitude of what's going down right now, and I feel like it's a great business move for Kanye, being a genius that he is, to get Clipse back. There was only one way to get Clipse back together. Even though they announced that they were going to get back together, there's only one way they were going to get back, and that's if Pusha T converted and gave up the life and converted as a full-blown, religious, entity, or if Malice decided, you know what, let's go back to this life. Let's go back to Clipse. Push. because a lot of y'all don't remember. If y'all don't remember who Clipse was, Pharrell, before there was Pharrell, Happy, before that there was Neptune's Pharrell. Before that, there was all Neptunes. It was Clipse running that VA shit. A lot of y'all don't remember who Clipse was. A lot of y'all know Pusha T. A lot of people don't still even know who Pusha T is now, even with the Drake beef. But Clipse was running shit. And they could have been one of the best duos to do it if they never broke up. They're brothers at the end of the day. So Pusha T respected what Malice wanted to do. But now this allowed Clipse to get back on a track because now it allows Malice to stay in his element, which is amazing in itself, man. That's crazy. That's amazing in itself. How you get Kenny G and Clipse on the same track? That right there, no matter what the album can, whatever the critics say about the album, good or bad, the highlight of this album is going to be Clipse getting back together and Kenny G with a saxophone solo. If you guys don't know, I played saxophone when I was in middle school, all throughout high school. I played it 5th grade as well, recorder, xylophone. I played a lot of instruments. I was involved in the band as well as being an athlete. And for me being a baritone, alto, tenor player, it's kind of just crazy when it's like you kind of hear it and you don't really understand how smooth Kenny G is with the saxophone and how he has to, his diaphragm is just so strong. Some of those notes I can't really hit without. Well, I used to be good. There's a reason why I played Barry, because with Barry, your diaphragm is a little more open. You don't really have to tighten it up as much as if you do with an alto, because an alto is really high notes and it's really, since it's smaller, you gotta tighten your diaphragm while you're blowing. I feel like I'm pretty sure it's the same notes at the end of the day. It's just different ways of blowing it. But right there, it sounded like that was a tenor. I may be wrong. It's been a while, but I just love the way he just plays it effortlessly. That's why he's such a legend. Kenny G is. Combo of Clipse on there, man. That's legendary right there, man. Kanye just doing something legendary for us, man. Something that we would never thought we were ever going to see ever. And the last track is Jesus is Lord.
Jesus is Lord.
That's it? Oh, man, that's it? I was tweeting. Oh, first, let's get into the cons, because I want to get these cons out the way before, because I do have a lot of positive things to say about the album. The one thing I will say, album was too short. The tracks was too short. The album was too short. But if you're going to have a short album, in reality, this album is only 10 tracks. And we did only get 10 tracks in Yay. But I feel like this was just cut too short for me. And it was also too boxed in for your average listener. It's a great thing that he's opening people up, but at the same time, you gotta open them up slowly. You can't just throw, a full gospel album at your average listener and expect, even with, the power of Kanye West, expect everybody, to take it, with open arms. I feel like we had a good balance right there as soon as you got to Follow God and Closed on Sunday. Those two tracks right there were my shit. Those are my favorite tracks. Obviously, we get to use this gospel and God Is. I love God Is. And Jesus is Lord was another track that I like. I love the trumpets. I felt like he should have kept going with the trumpets on Jesus is Lord. I would have preferred Everything We Need to be that live choir and just have that sound. I felt like that would have been a perfect sound for a perfect interlude type thing, where it didn't have to be mastered, but just them singing. Because even off of an Instagram video that Kim K did, that shit sounded better than what we got on this master version of Everything We Need. I didn't like that version at all. So just the album being very boxed in to just Christian, religious listeners, I guess you can say, because they're the only ones that can really relate to this. Like I said, you did a good job with the two tracks I mentioned. But I will say, I'm proud of Kanye for actually, always going out the box and hardly failing. I know some of these tracks are going to grow on me as I listen to the album. For a first listen, we're going to be honest here. It's I only like 5 tracks on here. Like, real shit. 6 is pushing it, but I only like 5 tracks on here. Truly. I put 3 of them on my playlist, which I forgot to do right now. Let me put the other 2 on there. Jesus is Lord and Use This Gospel. But having those tracks on my playlist, look, I'm just your average listener, all right? I like what I like to listen to. And again, you see what I'm saying? I don't have a problem lying to you guys when some shit is not good for me. I'm a Kanye stan at this point. Kanye has never missed for me. This album right here proves that Kanye is mortal. All right, this album right here has not been as impactful for me, at least sonically. Maybe it's gonna be impactful, you know, for society, but sonically, this album isn't impactful as it was for the last albums. That even goes for albums like Yeezus. When I first heard Yeezus, just because I didn't like the whole what he was saying, I was like, what the fuck is this man talking about, bro? Like, the production was like on fire. That was some shit. Like, I was just like, I can't stop moving my head, bro. Like, holy shit. Like, this is crazy. There was nothing on this album except for the Kenny G solo that really kind of hit me like that. And I think that that's what a lot of people are going to argue here. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not for me. You see the difference there? The album is not for me. So when you look at it from that standpoint, it's kind of just like bad is different, because if the album sells, you can't literally say that the album sold because it's Kanye West. I mean, that plays a bit of a factor, but no, the real factor is if it's good, it's going to sell, and if it's not, then it's not. I mean, I did think it kind of hurt Kanye for, you know, doing all this hype and shit and just hyping it up and like this for it to not be what it was supposed to be, because I feel like I don't know what track I'm going to actually go back and listen to. It's a lot of people don't realize, man, a lot of those sounds from The College Dropout had a lot of violins in there. You know, obviously we had Jesus Walks. Even Late Registration having a lot of violins played in there as well. And then we got The Life of Pablo, which is more of a, I guess you could say, the closest gospel album we got from Kanye aside from this. So you can say that this is kind of just Kanye going back to his old roots. I was hoping for some more of, you know, sample production. I thought it was going to be an album that was full of gospel samples, full of, you know, religious samples that he was going to put in, you know, from different religions or whatever, and then having the choir kind of just add to the hip-hop flavor of it. But we really didn't get too much hip-hop, and it was definitely gospel-based. And that's kind of the only thing I'm really disappointed in, because I was expecting a hip-hop album. So with that being said, man, get in the comment box below, man. Let me know what was your favorite part of the album. Let me know what your favorite tracks are. My favorite tracks, top 3, has to go easily Follow God, Closed on Sunday, On God, Use This Gospel, Jesus is Lord. I wish Jesus is Lord was a little longer. I hate that the outro was just, it was only a 30-second, 40-second outro, especially with the trumpets going on. I thought that shit was going to hit. That sounded like All of the Lights, if you want to compare it to something. I think that Kanye is going to get a pass on this because he was experimenting, but this is going to be an album that is going to be contemplated for the next 3 months for a lot of listeners, especially Kanye West listeners. So with that being said, man, get in the comment box below. Let me know what you think, man. Hashtag what's your favorite Kanye West album in the comment box below. Don't forget, follow me on social media. Let me know what you want to hear. Support me on the Patreon. Do all that good stuff. 3,000 likes, we'll get a new vinyl on the wall. As you can see right there, we got that Late Registration out there, man. We got a lot more Kanye's to go, man. These are the albums that kind of just shaped my life, and that's why I put them on the wall. May not be the most popular albums ever, but these are albums that shaped my life, and that's why I put them on the wall for me. So get in the comment box below, man. Let me know what you think. I think I've said that like 5 times. Follow me on social media. Let me know what you want to hear. Till the next time, man. Remember, at the end of the day, this is my opinion. I will say I'm disappointed with the album, but at the same time, I'm happy for some of the tracks that we got, and I love the direction that Kanye West went. But with that being said, man, till next time, this has been your boy Dev. We are out. Thank y'all like always, and we are out. Peace.